Hey everybody, welcome back to Plum Figgy. This is Tammy. Hope everyone is having a wonderful weekend. It is Sunday. What is it? After the second week of July? I've lost track. We've been doing a little bit of traveling last weekend, and yeah, so it's my car has been giving me some trouble still, and had to take an unexpected day off on Friday. So I feel like I've just had a lot of vacation and not a lot of working lately. And other people at work have been on vacation and, covering them and all that good stuff. So anyway, wow, that was a lot more information than you needed to know. Anyway, so what I want to work on today is this. So I bought this off of Mercari, months ago, and I haven't even used it, and I love it so much. And there's, of course, cat hair on it, because why not? Everything in this house has cat hair on it. It's from Elysian, I forget the name of the company, but they make amazingly beautiful traveler's notebooks and planner covers. This was part of it from whoever I bought it. The person I bought it from had this in there, and I just love it. So I'm keeping it. I don't know. I guess that for that reason, it feels a little bit fall-like because it's black too. And then she also had this patch from the Superior Labor Traveler's Notebook patch. There we go. Got that little hair off of there. So yeah, I love this so much. I haven't used it, partly because in my current planner/journal lineup, I really don't have a place for it to be used. I'm currently at my max for planners and journaling. Well, maybe not my max, but I know myself well enough that I can't have tons and tons of different planners and journals, or it's just overwhelming for me. And I'm already kind of at the point where I've got maybe one more than I probably should. But at the same time, why not add another one to the lineup? So one thing that I don't have or haven't used is a little journal for like quotes, a Commonplace journal. And I thought maybe this could be a really fun one for that. I don't know that I would throw this in my purse just because I just don't want this to get all scratched up, and I fear that would happen. But it's small enough that I think it could really be cool just to kind of hang around, and when I have a quote or something that I want to put in here, it'll be handy for that. So what I want to do today is create a little traveler's notebook, insert. I guess this would be a passport size. Of course, I've got passport-sized inserts here, there, and everywhere in my stash, but why not make one? Because it's a junk journal style, and that's really what I'd rather have. So what I've done is I've pulled together some papers and some, junk that were just kind of around. So why don't I walk you through what I've got? So first of all, I'm thinking this could be a really cool cover. This is from Archer and Olive, their most recent monthly kit. I don't know that I'll continue that. It's that's another story for another video probably. But anyway, I love this green color, and I think that would just really look cool in here. And it looks like it might be, maybe it won't be the right size, but we'll play with it and see what we can come up with. I also had an idea for, this is just, so I recently bought from the Superior Labor from Baumkuchen, the Euroliku A5 flat tool case. and the Atelier Penelope bundle, A5 bundle case. And so I have some packaging left over from that. I have another Archer and Olive thing. So I don't know. I might use some of this. This is some of the, well, this is the paper bag that they used, and then you can see the cardboard. If this fails, I'll probably come to this and do something with this as a cover. To be honest, I've had this laying just on my desk, and my cat Oliver has been absolutely loving just laying on top of it because I guess it's like a cardboard box to him. So and he's cat, and cats will cat. So so there's that. But this was part of it. Was this? I don't remember. It was from, it's packaging from something, but I thought this would be kind of cool as like the outer piece of the cover maybe, or obviously as an inner piece. Also recently I purchased way too many. I did 2 orders from Lauren Phelps Designs. They recently had a sticker sale, and it was a really good sale. And so this is some of the packaging. This is her card that she sends. So I've got another one of these from my other order. But then I thought too, this could be a really fun cover too. So I guess oh, that's really pretty. It's a little bit more spring looking to me though. The peony on the back and the butterflies. But anyway, so we might pull from there. I'm not saying this is 100% fall only, because to be honest, I'll use it. It'll take me longer than just this fall to fill it in. But even like this, we can use this as a page in the notebook. Okay, so then the rest of this here is things that I pulled out from the Happy Mail that was sent to me from Norway. I wanted to use some more of that in just different capacities from, things that I want to make. I'm feeling like maybe I want to do something with this. It's like a velvet fabric piece, and I love the color of it. It's a really pretty teal color, and it just has a really nice texture. It also has cat hair on it, of course, even though I've been keeping it in a box. I don't know how that happens, but I suppose. The cats are just, they get into everything, no matter what you try and do. So I don't know. We might use that, we might not. But besides that, she had included an antique book, which I still need to get my package put together for her and get that sent off, which I'm working on it. My craft space downstairs is still a disaster because, summer happens and we're doing things and going places, and then all of a sudden 3 months have passed and you don't know what's going on anymore. But anyway, so I pulled, I'm going to be sending that off. If you're watching, I'm so sorry. I need to send you a message too. Just say I haven't forgotten. But I pulled out some really fun papers. This is a wallpaper sample. This is some tissue that she had stamped on in like my favorite color, purple. I thought this would be kind of fun to use as a page. Some more wallpaper samples. This is some construction, it's kind of faded construction paper, which I really like. This is avocado dyed paper that she sent me. Really cool. I guess from an encyclopedia and in a different language. Here is an envelope that she altered. So this could be really cool somehow. I kind of hate to take it apart, but at the same time, that's the intent of sending it to me, I suppose, right? So this feels like onion skin paper to me. So maybe a little bit of that. We've got a doily, some, I don't know what kind of dye was used, maybe black tea, but it's a blacker color than just regular tea or coffee, but another dyed paper. This I'm not sure, but it's really cool. So that, and then she sent me some of these. This is some tea or coffee dyed paper that she, I guess, maybe used a stencil on and got that design. It's really cool. I really need to try that. That is something I've been meaning to try. Here's another coffee or tea dyed paper. This looks like some handmade paper with some bits of flower pieces in there. This is another, I don't know what kind of paper it is, but some art journaling or just paint or maybe a gel press. I'm not sure what she did, but this she had painted. And then this is a postage stamp like page. So thought these colors would all work pretty well together. And we could come up with at least one, well, obviously at least one traveler's notebook here. And yeah, actually, I think I'm gonna keep these for another project. Same with, well, maybe I'll put this in there, but I'll keep this for another project because they are a little bit more spring-like, not so much following the colors that I picked for the pages. Okay, so where do we start? I think I want to start with deconstructing this. I've already kind of started. So this comes with a piece that has, it's basically like this piece here, but that's glued down here. You can hear it's kind of sticky. And you just rip that, and so then this piece is left. I've already taken that off, and at this point now I just need to separate here, but first I've got to use what's left of my nubbin fingernails, which, by the way, I'm sorry, they are a hot mess right now. I haven't even filed them in a few days. I need to do that. Yeah, that is really stuck. I don't know if I can even get that. Let's see. Let me grab my scissors. I think I'm just going to cut this off and make life easier for myself because I don't know. I don't think I can get that off very well, very easily. I don't know how straight I'm cutting, but all right. So that's kind of fun. It's like a little pocket. But we're not going to keep that. So we're throwing that away. All right, now let's see. Let's deconstruct this. And then we can kind of measure and see what size we are working with. I have a feeling this looked to me like it would be a little bit too short. I don't know about this piece here, but we can clean this up just a little bit. Oh, I apologize again. Hopefully you won't hear it, but I definitely do. I vacuumed this morning and rearranged all my dining chairs, and I accidentally gave myself this creaky one that I'm sitting on right now. So hopefully you can't hear it, but every time I move, it's gonna creak. So, okay, so let's see. How big of a piece? Maybe it would be easier if I actually used another piece of paper to do this with. Let me find another piece of paper. Maybe this one. Okay. So I don't want it to be too big, but at the same time, okay, this thing is getting on my nerves already. All right, so if that's the top of this cord, I think we can stretch it about that far and be fine. So I'm thinking I'm gonna follow the stitching line there, and we'll just do that size. So find a pencil. Go about there. And then I'm just gonna fold this in half. Well, let me cut that first. I guess maybe we'll use this piece of paper in our little traveler's notebook that we create. Okay. And then now let me fold that in half. And yeah, that's not straight at all. Let's see. Yeah, that's not at all straight. So, just trim that off, I guess. Not that it really needs to be up. Okay, well, I messed that up a little bit at the end, but that'll be okay. All right, so if that's the right height, let's say, because of course with the proper cover, it would be the right height. I want to say we can go to about, I don't know, about there for width. Okay. And put you off to the side, little ma'am. Sweet little notebook. Elysian paper. That's the brand. I knew I would remember. Let me just grab that again. Okay, now we have ourselves a little bit of a template, and I can make my cover. So let's see. Yeah, I was thinking this would be just about the perfect width, and look at that. It sure is the perfect width. I'm going to go with the top of this though, because I did not cut this straight down here at all. And as I'm thinking about this, I did want to use it as like a regular traveler's notebook style and not do like a spine, but at the same time I like a little bit of a chunky journal, and this has room to be chunked out just a little bit, so we could do that. Yeah, see, we've got plenty of room, and that's not even stretching it. I know though, as soon as I start adding stuff to this, it's gonna bulk up. So, well, let me cut it this way first, and then we can go from there. Okay, so I'll just make a mark right here. Uh-oh. And of course it's sticking to that because it was sticky. We'll have to cover that with something. All right, now how do I want to cut this is the question. I could use my cutter, but I really don't want to dull it that much. Let me see what happens if I do this. Oh, you know what I have? I almost forgot. I've got this little ceramic blade. Let's see if that'll work. This is not metal lined though. Well, I'll just have to be really careful not to cut too far. Let's do one more. There we go. That worked very well. All right. Okay. Not 100% straight, but we're going to be covering this with other things anyway, so yeah, I think it'll be all right. Okay, I'm going to And I don't think I even need my ruler because we've got a straight edge here. I'm gonna cut this. A little straighter than that maybe would be good. Following that edge. I've never used this little cutter for this thick of material before. Maybe I'll go from this side. Okay, not too shabby. Woo. All right, now, yeah, and I don't mind too much, but I think I will trim the top of this just a tad so that we don't have that white peeking through there. Kind of even it out a little bit better. All right, now I think probably the best route would be to cut it like this. I guess I'll start with a chunky traveler's notebook and go from there. It's not like I don't know how to create junk journals. I could, oh, that's really screwing that up. No, it's not. It's fine. That's just the paper from, that's just the paper from cutting it. Okay, we're just gonna do several passes here till we get through all the way. Let's see. Let's do this side. Oh, let me line that up here. Okay. There we go. And this could become a cute little journal itself too. Or maybe more of a notepad would be better. That might be kind of fun actually. Maybe I'll do that. I wonder if there's a spot on the back. Well, I guess I could do something like this. That's actually kind of cute. That fits perfectly in there too. Maybe we will think about that. All right, I'll keep that handy. Maybe we'll have another little thing to do here. Okay, so now at this point, we obviously need to do something here, and then on the back, this is curving up, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna fix that just carefully. It'd be easier if I did it like this. Okay. Maybe that's a little even more. Nope, it sure isn't. That's all right though. That's the back side, unless I did that and it would be the bottom. And actually, maybe I will do that. I like that idea. Because this way I get to use more of the green on the front, and I don't mind covering the back so much. So, okay, let's go about how do we want to cover this. The other thing I pulled out is some brown paper, of course. This, I think, also is from Baumkuchen. Problem is, I ran out of glue stick and I don't have any handy right here. So, I'm just gonna be using art glitter glue today. So, I don't know. That, I suppose it doesn't matter too much, but What can we do about this? Does it even matter? It might not. I could do like some washi tape maybe, or I've got these travel stickers. That might be kind of fun. We could do like a travel sticker down there just to kind of hide the fact that I totally messed that up down there. Okay. Oh, I've got some. Oh, they're in the bag though. But I've got some fabric washi. I put it in this bag to take downstairs. I didn't even think about the fact that that was in there. Yep, here we go. So we can use some of that to cover. All right. Okay. Why don't we do that first? No, I'm going to put this down first. Or something else. Do I want to use this? That's my question. Get it out, I might as well tear off some. Okay. Yeah, see, that's what I was afraid of. It's not even really going to cover it anyway. And if I had a glue stick here, I could easily put some of that down just to hide that little spot there. Make it a little bit smaller. Gotta remember I'm working on a smaller scale. We could just glue that around to the back. That's cool. Let's do that. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I'm on my own again today. Boyfriend is traveling. I'll be on my own for the next week. It's the first time we have been apart from each other this long since we met a couple years ago. So, but we'll be fine. He's so cute. He kept trying to remind me of all these things to do and whatnot while he was gone, like daily life kind of things. And I'm like, you do realize I was single for many, many years and living by myself, right? You remember that? It's like, yeah, I suppose. So been around that block. I know what's going on. But okay, let's see. I'm a little worried that this is not going to dry nicely because this is so thin. That's another reason I was not really thinking I wanted to use that. But adding another piece of that could be kind of cool. We could go a little further down. Why not? Let's just add it. Can always cover it later. Be a little less generous with my glue this time. Ah! No! It's not what I wanted it to do. Okay, and we'll just wrap that around. Although I do see something I do not like, and that is a straight edge right here. So let me just tear that. There we go. Get rid of this glue before it dries. Okay, now, how shall we decorate the rest of this? We've got some of this here, which would be really cool. Actually, let me do that. Okay, first, before I put that down, I will put down some washi tape. I just last night put some washi onto these strips, And again, I wish I had my, this is some Tim Holtz washi. So Merchant, Collector, and Remnants, I guess. Maybe we'll use this one. It's the least interesting, and you're not really gonna see it anyway. So I just want to wrap the edge. Because I'll be doing something on the inside here also. I could have gone all the way a little bit further up, but that's all right. Okay, and then let's just wrap that around. And while we're at it, maybe let's just do the other side also. But first, cut that off. If you can hear my chair, I'm so sorry. It's annoying me already. I'm definitely gonna have to switch those back. Okay, which one did I use? That one. So let's use the same on this side. Oh, let's see, where did I stop? I see it. They won't let me get it. Where is the end? Am I going the wrong direction? Yes, I was. All right. Okay. It's kind of a shame you're not really going to see much of this at all, but we can keep some of this. Actually, let me keep some of that off to the side. I've got the 747. All right. And trim this off and trim that off. Come on. So I'm not even going to decorate the Traveler's Notebook today. Really, I guess I'm going to just decorate the cover. I don't really know how I want to decorate it, but I've got plenty of fun things around me to use to do that with. Okay, so yes, let's put this perfect kind of there. And again, this is pretty skinny, pretty thin paper, so I'm really hoping my glue doesn't show through after it's done drying, but I guess we'll find out. I know I got too much glue there, so trying to keep it from getting on my work surface. Oh, actually, why don't I just do this? I'll wrap it around the top. And then we can either keep it or cover it later. Probably we'll cover it. Okay, because we're going to put something in there. All right, we are getting there. I did still get glue all over this. I was really trying to keep that from happening. I really like that. That's cool. So that covered that piece. We could still put something there too, though. Maybe a thin strip of washi. This might be really nice. Or we could go with that. But let's keep going first before doing that. Okay, I was going to use a bit of this to kind of hide the fact that I cannot cut straight. So just cut off, I don't know, about that much. This is the only fabric washi I have handy. I probably would have chosen a different one if I were downstairs right now, but alas, that's what we've got. So okay. And try and make this look, whoops, straight. Maybe I should cover this before I do all this. Actually, yes, let's do that. What do I want to use? This will be fun. It's awfully thick though. I don't know if I really want to add more thickness to this cover. Or, you know what we could do? We could just do this. This might be the easiest. And it would look really cool. I think what I'll do is still just go around the edges with either paper or washi tape. Because I gotta cover that anyway. Problem is I gotta be very careful about how much glue I use here because like I said before, this is very thin paper, so and then yet I do not worry about that at all anyway, did I? Okay. Ah. Let's see. Go in just a little bit. Yeah, that'll be good. All right. And then let's do that again with another piece. Or I've got some of this paper here. We could use some newsprint. Cut this in half because we'll be doing that anyway. Alrighty, do I want his face? I'm gonna get the top of his head. Let's do this, and then strip it from the bottom. Sorry, guy. I just decapitated you. Cut off the top of your head. Okay. Kind of, oh, him too. Whoa. It's kind of crooked. Which is not really the worst thing, I suppose. Okay. we'll just call it good that way. And glue that down. That's one thing about making these kinds of little journals, notebooks, whatever you want to call them. Junk journaling in general. Really, you don't have to be perfect. And when you're not perfect, that's when they kind of turn out the best, you know? Oh, shoot. We are going to see my gluing lines there. That's all right. Okay. And we'll do this and kind of exaggerate that line just a little bit, so now you don't even notice. All right, so now, whoops, that's not gonna be good. Let's get that glued down better there. Okay, what shall we do about the top? We could use this, but you will see through it, kind of. We definitely need to cover this with something thicker. You know, I've got this out. I might as well use this. Do I want those two colors together? Yeah, I think that'll be fine. Okay, so how much do we need? To about there. Oh, we can't have straight edges. That is not allowed. Okay, that's kind of perfect actually. We can just use something down here like a sticker or something. I did pull out also, I have this Daphne's Diary sticker book. I use them in my planner sometimes, but they work really well for this type of thing too. So maybe we'll find a fun sticker to put in there or two to be our cover main feature. Problem is Daphne's Diary mixed with Tim Holtz. I don't know how that's gonna go. The two different styles don't quite always match up very well, but we can figure that out. Also, I do still have these kind of handy from I was getting my travel journal ready, and these would be kind of fun to throw on here also. So there's some that are a little bit less European centric, like that one might be kind of fun, or this one. Not that it matters if it's European or not, but yeah, I'm probably not going to put that one on there just because, I mean, it's not to say I don't love London. I think London's great, but it's not really the point of this journal per se. Also, I could just do something like this too, where we layer. Why don't we just do that? Layer this, or we could use that there. Well, what side do I like better? That side. And I'm forgetting already that my glue is going to show through. Oops. Let me smooth that out just a little bit. Okay, sorry Arturnal, but you're gonna get covered up. Yep, it still is showing through. Oh well. All right, so this is still a problem. We need to put something there. We need to put something here. Let's do this piece of washi. I really like this piece of washi. I want to do it right here. Like that. Move it over just a little bit. Ooh, I couldn't have done that much more perfectly. Now, let's hope that it will flip over enough. I'm gonna have to put another piece on this side to obviously make sure it sticks down. But that's cool. Okay, so what piece do we want? Might as well stick with this collection. But we don't need to. I like this one here. This one's kind of fun. Seriously, with the cat hair again. And let's do a piece of this in the corner. Like that. I probably should have made that go a little further onto the front. Maybe I need a longer piece. Let's just do that. Okay. There. And we're scrapping it together. Okay. Hopefully this won't be a problem. You know what I haven't done is measured to see if this is the right size. That would not be fun, would it, if it wasn't the right size? Okay, I think it'll work fine. Yeah, I think that'll work just fine. And I love that you can see that peeking through that. And I'm thinking maybe I don't even want to put anything on that green, open green spot because, or even if I did something, maybe it should be like a stamp or something like, I don't know, a stamp of some kind in black. Okay, so we're good there. Now, let's focus again on covering the rest of this. So we used that. Let's use this one. And cover up his head. Oh, again, I did not give myself very much room. Okay, so that means I'm going to have to use some more on this side. And I'm not even putting any glue down on these either, which I normally would do, but I don't know. I think it's fine. This is a little bit older washi though, so. Okay, let's do this. I like it. And then we just have this little spot up here. So well, I sure could do a better job of tearing that off, huh? Okay. There. This time, I will give myself more room. All right, and then this is really showing on the back. So I think I will, I don't know, put something up there. But I really want, I think, I love this. Let's do a bit of this here. And again, just kind of reinforcing that other tape that I had put down. And then I want a little bit of this flower, like that. And then how about some of this yellow on this side? Like that. Loving it. Okay, now let's see. What can we put there? We could just put another piece of washi, and that would be fine. We could let me take some of this, and then I want to rip this in half, I think, and get a frayed edge, if I can do that. Oh, this stuff is strong. Oh. Maybe I can't do that. All right. I guess let's just do this. Oof. And then good thing is this is really sticky stuff, so it'll stick just fine. Yeah, I like that. That's cool. I like it. Okay, so I'd say we are pretty well good with the cover. I'm still kind of thinking about what to put here. I almost wish I had like a rub-on or something, a Tim Holtz rub-on up here. Would be kind of perfect, maybe. But I don't. Oop, don't throw that away. That's nice. We can use that somewhere. Okay. Now let's focus on making some pages. Oh, I have some washi here. Let's go ahead and use this up. And just put that there. That'll work. Okay. Now this is going to give me a problem. Maybe, well, I'll glue this down with some glue, but maybe I might need to use some of this here. I don't really want to do that if I don't have to. So hopefully that'll stick, but we'll see. Okay, now, papers. Get this out of my way. I don't need that there. Alrighty, let's figure out, we've got this one. It's a little bit thin. The other thing I just realized, I don't have my needle and thread to use to bind this with. So I think I'll just do, I'll just keep it open and not bind it. And I'll just use the elastic in there to be my binding for now. Okay, so I may or may not include this, but at least it's telling me how tall I need to make things, so that's helpful. I don't know if I'll use that either, but I am going to, I think, just start no, I'm not going to use this because I would just have to cover it up with something. Well, yeah, it'll be all right. Okay, we'll use that one. That'll be fine. And then let's use one of these. How many of these do I have here? Thought I felt 2. Okay, got 2 of those. All right, now this. Let's see. I kind of hate to tear this apart, but at the same time, okay, that's not gonna work. Let's do it like this. Well, we want messy edges. I guess that's what I've got here. Okay. Open that up. And then save this for something else, I think. I would like, how tall? There we go. Okay, I'm just gonna start making a pile up there of things that I've already used. That will help me. So, oh, I love the back side of this too. That's so cool. All right, I'm going to do a little flippy flap, like so. And I think we're good on height. Yes, we are. Okay. And let's do, that's a little small. That'll be a good thing for something else. We obviously are too tall there, but that's all right. Okay, here is this doohickey. I'm just going to fold this in half, and then what I should have done is cut the end off before I folded it so that we can make this into a pocket also. It's gonna bulk this up a lot, but that's all right. All right, grab my and we'll just take off a little bit off the end. And maybe I'll make a tab or something so that it's easy to get in and out of there. We could use one of these stickers to do that with. Let's see. Maybe this one. Do that one. All right, so trick is getting the backing off of these. I had the worst time. I'll probably have to cut and come back. It's gonna take me a while. Nope, it won't. Okay. All right, now let's just stick that in there. How do I want to do this? Yeah. Stick that in there, and then now I kind of feel like I need another one on this side. Let me cut this off here. And there. Okay. Let me do this. So we have ourselves a little tab. It's called making it up as you go here. I think that's about the right size. Slightly larger. It'll be okay. This is a little bit sticky here, but I don't think that's going to be that big of a problem. Alrighty. If I could get my hand to stop shaking. There we go. Let's see how well I did that. Not very well. Oh well, okay. Well, it is what it is. So here we have our little envelope with the tab. I just really wanted to make it easier to get in and out of here. Whatever is going to be inside here will cover that up anyway, so not a huge deal. Okay, and then let's do this. I'm just going to fold this in half, and then whatever's left over will be extras that I can use in something. Some music paper. That's cool. Let's put that in the middle. I might put this as the middle page. Alrighty, I'm gonna hold off on those two for now. Let's see, I'm totally guessing, but that's pretty darn close. All right, so there we go. We got Van Gogh here. Keep that for something else. Let's see. That's about the right size. I'll go about like that. And let's fold that the other way. Okay. And then I've got glue stuck to me. Alrighty, got that piece. Use this piece. I don't think I'm going to use this piece in it. So, alright, let's use some of this. That is some tough paper. Alright, so let's get the height. Like that. And there we go. Okay, now this one, you know, I'll just do it the same way. Well, how do I want to do this? Let me grab my ruler. I feel like I'm dangerously close to too many pages already, so as to need to create a spine. Wow, that was perfectly placed. Cool. So I probably should see how thick this is getting and figure out what I need to add, how much more to add or not based on that. I like this one so much. That's really cool. Okay, let's add this one and this one. And these two. And this one. So, just gonna lay all three of these down. This one we know is gonna be fine. Put that. Have to cut off some of that. But, let's see. How do I want to do this? Maybe let's tear this one down the middle. Use just one of these feathers. I think I'll use the peacock feather. I like that one a lot. Okay, so pretty sure. Okay, we can go to about there. There. Well, it's a shame I think I'll fold it like this. That way it'll open up and you can see that it's a peacock feather. And then we'll have this as the other way. Okay. Now this and this. Where did my sheet of paper go? there. 28. I'm using my grid on my cutting board. There we go. Okay. And this one. And I also want to use this one for sure. Maybe. We'll save this for something else. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I think we've got lots of papers now to choose from to include in the journal. So I'll go ahead and keep this on the outside. And I don't know. I don't know what order I want to go in, but let's do one that's a little bit sturdy for the outside. Here we go. Okay. So, and we know that this is the right height, so I don't need this. Alrighty, now let's just start layering our papers. Let's do maybe this one. And yeah, so some of these I know I'm gonna have to take off some height. Like this obviously is too tall. I'm gonna keep this side. Okay. Yeah. Oh, I can't do that. Okay, let's do this. I'm gonna have to rearrange these. I'm gonna measure from the bottom here. So this is obviously upside down, so I don't want that. This is the right height. So I don't need to worry about that. I know this one's not too tall. This one, kind of want to get in the middle, so I'll have to cut off some from the top and bottom. And then this one will go from the bottom. Let me do this one last. I'm messing myself up now. Okay. There we go. Okay. I think this one is also too tall. That one's okay. Yep. And this one is okay for height. That one's fine. That one's fine. That's fine, and those are fine. Okay, so let's just get the height taken care of first. Super simple. I'm just making sure everything's kind of lined up. And then I'm going to use my grid on my cutting board here, cutting mat, and the other side. I just line my ruler up to the top and then rip one at a time. Or if they're not too thick, you can do several at a time. Just kind of depends on your situation. Like that, I just did two. And then I'll come back and rip the other half, the other side. Whoops. Ah! Getting too busy, too quick. Okay, just this one left. And I don't mind if there's a little bit of overhang or whatever on the top or bottom. Okay, so now we have our height. Like I said, I don't know that I want these in that particular order necessarily. And some of them were upside down. So, oh, and then let me do this one first before moving on. I want this to be kind of centered. ish. So again, pretty simple. I'm just doing the same thing I just did. I'm grabbing both pieces, both sides. And we'll do the same thing here. There, okay. So, let's see. Don't really want that against a white page. I think this will be too much matchy-matchy. Let's do this page here. And then maybe a black piece. Yep, I like it. And then that piece. And then this piece. Yes, that's good. Okay. And we'll get this in there. Good, I got my whole 25¢. Get that one in there. What else do we have? My bag, I guess. Put that up just a little bit. This one's gonna be the middle. I need something a little more sturdy against this bag. So there we go. This will be good here. And another one of these. How about our feather? But I want it to be like that. So it'll open that way. Now, the question is, did I fold that right? I guess we'll find out. It might become two pieces. Okay, then let's do this little piece. And this piece. And I don't want that yet. This one. And then this one. And this one. And then this one. Yes, and then our music piece in the middle. Like so. Okay, so we've got ourselves a little notebook. It's very thick and chunky. Now we got to figure out how wide can this be so it will not stick out from the edge of our cover. So what I do, and it's nothing technical, is I pretty much look for about 1/8 of an inch in, so about that far in on the bottom, and I make a little mark there. And then, honestly, all I do is kind of guesstimate, but I just put my notebook like this, and it is important to keep it all together because the thickness of your notebook is going to determine how wide some of your papers are. So I'll then line up my ruler. Oops, I did the wrong edge again. I'll line up my ruler to make it straight. And actually, I'm going to line it up with this line. It's just a hair further out, but that's okay. And then we're just going to do the same thing again. Grabbing 1 or 2 pieces of paper and ripping it away. So, I was afraid that was going to happen. This envelope is just a little bit wide. I guess I'll take that out and put it back in when we're done. Okay. Because it's going to affect everything else around it otherwise. Okay, line that back up. Find my other line, which is right there. There we go. And then I'm gonna get to about halfway and then turn this baby around. We're just gonna, because the thicker your notebook is, the less straight then this line will be if you're doing it this way. Okay, that's, I might have to do on its own. Okay, let me just turn this around. And what line are we following here? We are at 3.5 inches, which would be 3.5 inches. So this line right there. All right. And we're just going to do the same thing on this side. And I find if you've got littler pieces like this, it's easy to take the longer piece behind it and rip with that one than to try and rip that little tiny piece. Same with really thin pieces like this one. I probably should have just grabbed this behind it and ripped both. But uh-oh, I think we might have messed up, yeah, our folded feather, which, oh well. And this one too. This one is not going to be folded anymore. Alrighty. Sorry, I'm shaking the table. Now, I'm a little afraid I went a little too short. Yes, I sure did. Okay, so that's no longer folded, that's no longer folded, and that's no longer folded. Okay, well, shoot. Fail, real time. And find that piece. Let's stick this back in. Okay, let's see what we got. Oh, I'll glue that down. Probably what I will end up doing is taking this down to the sewing machine, maybe. I don't know, we'll see. That could be good or bad depending on how I do it, but I was thinking I could do a perimeter stitch around the whole thing, but maybe not. Okay, let's stick this in here and see what happened. Yep, I sure did. I measured incorrectly. So half of the journal is going to be a little shorter than the other half. Bummer. But I could fix that, I suppose, by doing something. I don't know. I could maybe glue some of these in places to make them wider. But for right now, since I don't have my sewing kit, like I said, for sewing and signatures, I'm going to just slip this in. And we're going to let this string be the thing that binds it. And we need this to be not there. Okay. Maybe we can slip that behind somehow. All right, let's see how this looks. Let me pull this just a little bit. Okay. Well, it's definitely chunky enough. And there's room to grow, so that's good. And it's not too wide this way. And I like sometimes when things stick out like that. So, all right, so now we've got some room. We might as well bulk some of this up somehow. How shall we do that? Like by adding pieces like this on the edges, maybe. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly close this and see. Yeah, okay, so the good thing is I can see my what should have been line over here, so I can go ahead and use that as kind of a judge or gauge to see how far. To make this go. So I think I'll just go ahead and add these edges here and there throughout the rest of the journal, and that way it won't look so funny. And then I also get to use the cutoffs, right, that ended up not becoming part of the pages. So well, that's a little bit short. I'll just do this. And they don't all have to be that same width. They can be different widths. Oh, let me pull that in just a little bit. There we go. Okay. That one was already short. I think that one can stay short. I think that one can stay short too. Which one was this? Oh, that's that really thin paper. Well, let's see. We could add this to the edge. That would be different, but cool. Okay, and then that's that really thin paper. Let's do maybe some of this paper on the edge of this one. Okay, and there's that. This guy. What if we just completely covered him up? Let's see. We could. Let's do that. Do I want to use this? No, because that's the page behind it. Here, let's just use this. And we'll just add some sturdiness to it at the same time. Okay, we can go out to about there. I'll line those two up. That way I have some writing lines that are actually helpful. There. Okay. This one, I think let's use some of this. So now at this point I don't have my envelope anymore to help me, but I am looking at the edge of my notebook cover and just using that to help me as a guide. Let's do this. That one's fine. This one could add some of this, maybe. Oh, that's way too far out. Let's bring that back in here. Got a little crazy with my glue. There we go. Okay, and then I think this is the last piece, yes. And so maybe, do we want to use this? No, let's use this. No, I want to use that on something else. I'm going to keep that for something else. Maybe we'll use this here. Perfect. All right. Didn't need that much anyway, so that will be perfect. Okay. We have ourselves a little cute little notebook. It's very chunky, but I like it. And I think at this point, I don't know that I don't know what I would add there. I like that green color. At this point, I think I'm gonna come back to it and maybe add something later. I do think this needs some kind of closure of some kind, like a band or something to keep it closed because it wants to completely open up, and that's why I was thinking maybe I should have done a spine, and maybe I will do that. I could always deconstruct this and add a spine, which would really help it a lot, but let's just do a quick flip through of what we've got. So I like the colors though. Colors came out really fun, and there's plenty of pages where I can just write down whatever I want in different ways. I could go sideways. These pages I'll obviously have to paste something down first. Here is our pocket page, so we could put something in there. Maybe something like this. Does it fit? let's just stick that in there for now. It fits barely. But we could do something like that. This page, I love this. It's so cool. Really thin page. I think that's that onion skin. A feather. So another one I'll obviously have to cover with something else. Might rearrange these two pages. I don't know that I love the pink with the red necessarily, but we'll see. And then that painted page and our music page. This cord is a little thick too. I might switch that cord. Oh, and then now we're getting into our Frankenstein pages. So, I like how it looks though. It's kind of cool. It's an unexpected surprise. I could always add some more down at the bottom of some of these. I didn't mean for them both to be at the top, but that's kind of, whoops. Dropping everything, whoops. Didn't mean for that, but that's okay. I like how that turned out too. That's kind of cool. A couple thin pages right after each other. Yeah, I like that. And then this one has the opening that way. Oh, that guy that we covered up. So I'll cover this with something when I go to use it. Good writing space on that page. Our doily. Yep, I love it. It's cool. All right, guys, well, there we have it. I might go ahead and make myself a little notebook to add to the back here too. Might as well, right? So, I don't know which side's worse, but I'm just gonna slip this in here so I don't forget. And then that way I'll have, I don't know, something else to add to. Might bulk it up a little too much though, but there we go. I've got myself a Commonplace book now, or something. We'll see what it ends up becoming, but I love how nice and little and chunky it is. One thing I would add to it maybe is a pen loop to something here, so I can keep a pen with it, but hope you enjoyed coming along with me today. Any new subscribers, welcome. I should have said all this at the beginning and I didn't, but welcome. I'm glad that you came if you're still sticking around. It was a long one today, but it's kind of fun to just do a craft with me with no editing, and you can see all the mishaps and craziness that happens along the way. So, all right, guys, hope you have a really good week next week, and I'll see you again soon. Bye.